So a lot of Cowboys fans are wondering, why is it taking so long for the Cowboys to get rid of Mike Nolan? And I understand why people would be upset, but I think we have to understand that, hey, this is the Dallas Cowboys we're talking about. And if you look at the recent history for many of the key decisions they've made, they've waited until the very last minute to get things done. You know, like the IRS, it's like they take so goddamn long just to process crap. So, as much as that might be a crappy joke, I really don't care. But before we get into it, if you guys could, please make sure to like the video. Helps the channel out a lot, makes a massive difference. Also, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here to receive more Dallas Cowboys content from me now and in the future. And finally, hit that notification bell. Most important thing of all, because by hitting that notification bell, you'll be notified when I go live or I post new content. Now, getting back to the main topic at hand. Why does Mike Nolan deserve to leave? Well, it's simple. The defense took a massive nosedive from 2019 to 2020, or through 2020. And you can say Mike Nolan is responsible for and I'm not trying to defend him. There is a point to be made to where, yes, he is responsible for ensuring that the players come prepared and they play the best they can play. Now, there are moments where player execution will be the coup de grace to anything else. So, for example, you have moments of good player execution that involves Trevon Diggs. He is a stud to build around on that defense. Donovan Wilson, another stud you can build around on this defense. Tristan Hill, someone who's looking like you have a young piece to build off of on the defensive line. Those are moments where it's like, okay, we have young guys that we can build off of, so it's not like we're totally like building something from scratch, right? But the thing that bothers me is a lot of the negatives, which understandably so why it would bother me. So here's the thing, right? Apparently the biggest issue was the scheme. Okay, like what's going on? Are you running a 4-3, 3-4, both? I don't know. So it definitely affected the play of many of the players. I think that's fair to say, but at the same time, the play of some of these guys, especially the linebackers in Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch, stems from last year. Leighton's been hurt, and even when he was healthy, he was playing decent, subpar. Jalen's been terrible. And I can completely understand where it's on the coaching staff to ensure that they play up to par. I get that 110%. And you can say, well, if you think about it, when the Cowboys lost Matt Eberflus to the Colts when he became their defensive coordinator, and honestly, he should be the defensive coordinator right now, they regressed in their play. That's a fair assessment to make. But at the same time, Jalen, we're expecting him to perform up to par. And when you give a guy like him top 5 level money at his position and he's not playing up to par, that's a problem. Like, I'm sorry, dude, but you need to either take a pay cut and we need to figure out what the hell you got to do in this scheme, or you got to go, you know? And with Leighton, I'm not sure I pick up his 5th-year option right now, because Mike McCarthy, as a head coach, and I don't care, this is a whole organizational thing. You need to figure out what you're doing on your defense. Are you running a 3-4 or a 4-3, and how are you going to build a team around that? Listen, Mike McCarthy said he doesn't care what the scheme is. We're going to play to people's strengths. I like that. I love position flexibility. I love the fact that you're going to take the most talented player, not taking someone for a need or fit. You're taking someone because they're a talented player. If that's the case, then you need to figure out what you're trying to do on defense. On offense, you figured out what you're going to do, but we've let the defense rot and not do anything to address it. So, think about it. You release one of your key free agents in Dontari Poe because he sucked, he had weight issues, whatever. Gerald McCoy, he blew out his quad. Then you had Daryl Worley try to play safety for some reason, and that didn't play well. And then you brought back Brandon Carr, and a lot of us were like, okay, we're going to see him, be a stable guy on the team. And I guess there was a problem there, and now he was gone. So when you have a defense that is the worst in franchise history, the only place you can go is up. I mean, a franchise record of letting up 473 points. That's worse than the 2013 Dallas Cowboys defense. And that defense was terrible. That's just crazy. And it's on the general manager. As much as I want to give Mike McCarthy his power to do stuff, and you might disagree with how I might take this, or on my take, Jerry Jones, as the general manager, needs to realize he has a problem on defense, and he does recognize it. I mean, he had an interview with the fan, and he said, I really missed it relative to how important that it might be to stay fixed with the same overall philosophy. That's on me, and I'll take that one. I don't think the problem is that you need to stay with the 4-3 or whatever. I think the problem is you need to find the right guy to transition or continue to implement that scheme. You know, and he went on to be like, well, you know, I want to win. I'm not going to go through that crap, because we all know, because he hasn't given a statement on whether he's going to fire him or not. And the way I look at it is that there is a possibility. What's crazy is, like, this reminds me a lot of when the Cowboys had Rob Ryan, if you guys remember that in 2012, where Garrett wanted to keep Rob Ryan even though he was a god-awful defensive coordinator, but Jerry Jones wanted change. Like, this is those weird situations where I agree with Jerry Jones, because he does need to go. You need to find someone else that can fix, you know, can fit what you're trying to do. My only thing is this: let McCarthy pick who he wants, and I don't mind if you have a say in it, because at this point, like, it's on McCarthy for bringing in Mike Nolan. You know, a lot of us were excited. Hey, we're gonna have a guy that plays to the strengths of the defense, and we're finally gonna, you know, see this defense play a little bit better. Look, you need to find someone that can fit this team. If you're gonna go for the 4-3, get the best guy out there that can do that. If you got the 3-4, exact same thing. So, you look at what's going on. There could be a possibility they're looking for someone that's on a team that's in the playoffs right now. I doubt that, but still. Mike McCarthy said there's no timetable for the evaluation of Steph, which I think is ridiculous. You should have already come to a decision when your season was going. You should always be evaluating who should stay and who should go. Players, coaches, front office. But we know how the Dallas Cowboys are. Every single important issue that they've had to handle has always been so goddamn slow. DeMarcus Lawrence's contract, that took forever. Way too long. Des Bryant getting released. Took way too long. Dak Prescott took way too long, and that's way overdue. Jason Garrett getting fired. Way overdue. The Cowboys are notorious for having these process, you know, the process of going through, do we want to do a certain thing, and them taking so damn long. We know how they operate, so I don't understand why everyone's scratching their heads all of a sudden. And I think that once you kind of look back on it, now it's like, okay, this explains it. So for me, do I think Mike Nolan's coming back next year? No, I don't think Mike Nolan's coming back next year because of how history is. Even if Mike McCarthy wants Mike Nolan back next year, I do not care. He needs to go. He is not helping this defense whatsoever. You know, so once he leaves, it's you need to find what kind of scheme you want to run and run with it. If you want to go get Matt Patricia to run the 3-4 here, okay. If you want to go after whoever or promote someone from within, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. So I don't want to go on forever. I think Mike Nolan's gone. What do you guys think in the comment section below? Do you have another reason why you think it might be taking so long? Do you think Mike Nolan should return next year? By all means, put that in the comment section below. I'll be taking a look for that. And again, if you guys can, before you click off, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I thank you so much for doing that. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, guys? Have a great one. Bye-bye.